Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode AMA session with W3AP. So we do this every Thursday on 8 p.m. In Vietnam time. So welcome everyone back to our session today. We have another guest coming in as to talk about their story, how they built their project. So very exciting. We can wait a little bit for everyone to come in. Maybe, if you're here, please let us know by comment so that we know that you're here. Maybe tell us where you're coming from. I don't know why you're here, but how do you know about us? Where you're watching from? But anyway, I'm gonna do a brief introduction. Today we're gonna talk to Stefan. Let's welcome Stefan from Gonana Found. Everyone, yay! Clap, clap, clap. Hi, Stefan. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you here with us.
Hello, nice to
Uh,
meet you, and it's a pleasure being with everyone here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure to have you here today. I believe I have looked into different project right now, and also when I look into your project, I was surprised because it's very unique, and I think it's very, I would say it's very kind, if that's the word. Yeah, I think so. I just love it. But for
Thank you.
those who aren't familiar with Gonana, Gonana is doing some incredible work as they are doing government-backed Web3 marketplace, where it connecting Nigerian farmers to fair prices and buyers to verify commodities with blockchain chain technology. So it sounds very complicated, but I just gonna let Stefan to talk more about it later because I don't want to spoil too much about his project. So yeah, Stefan, let's start to get to know you a little bit better. So could you tell us about your background, what inspired you to create Gonana, and was there a specific moment that spark this idea that you're doing right now?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure again to be on this call with you and with everyone. Sorry, my name is Stephen Sunday. I am the founder and CEO of Gonana, and I've been a Web3 enthusiast right from 2017,
Mhm.
when Web3 conversations was still very new around Nigeria, and it's been a very good journey for me as an entrepreneur. Haven't been I've worked with I've contributed, I mean, to Algorand, to Eternity, to an identity project that we started into 2017 and 18, where I was actively contributing. Is called Bid Nation. I was also part of a couple of other projects around the Polkadot ecosystem. And yeah, so I have done quite a lot around Web3, set up a couple of Web3 uh, communities around Africa, precisely in Nigeria. I have been actively promoting Web3 adoptions in the northern part of Nigeria. And to this day, I am the president of all the tech companies, so technological companies that are providing technological solutions within Plateau State. And we have over 150 tech companies that are under my leadership. So it's this is just a little about me and what I do. And I also run a tech consulting firm called Kusu Consult. Basically, we do software development and Web3 consultation. So that's just an overview about me, Stephen. Thank you.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean, you 100, 150 tech company, am I correct?
Yeah, under my lead, under my watch. So I
Oh,
lead over 150 tech companies
wow.
in Plateau State. Yes.
Wow, that's wow. I think you're one of the first generation. I mean, not generation, but like the first person from Nigerian to Nigeria to, start working with Web3. Am I correct? Because like back to
Okay.
2017 is
Yeah.
quite.
So around where I stay in the northern part of Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you have not so many technological conversations. I mean, on the within in the lamplight. So basically, you have most of the tech conversations on the background. I mean, people don't really talk about tech when I started the tech evangelism. So in 2017, um, there were really very minimal conversations about technological adoption and especially Web3 within the northern part of Nigeria. So I was basically one of those first guys who would go to the universities
Mm.
and teach students about smart contracts,
Oh,
about cryptography, about, I mean, quite a lot of Web3 topics, right? About tokenomics and all of that. So I was one of those first guys who started the conversation when a Web3 conversation started within northern Nigeria. Yeah.
wow, that's fascinating. I mean, you must have a lot of experience because, to be honest, I'm only in this industry for 4 years. I'm so I am so confused all the time, and I still have so much to learn. So I'm so grateful that because of this AMA, I can talk to all this very long term, I mean, long time experienced people, especially you too.
Thank you.
So talking about
It's an
that, so it's my honor to talk to you with you today. I
honor.
don't know a lot of things, so I would love to hear more, stories, experience, knowledge, especially. Yeah. So on top of that, about the, how did you come up with Gonana? What happened that make you feel like you need to build this project at the time?
Okay, so my story with Gonana came from so I used to be a farmer myself, dated back 2013, 2012, 2013 when I left my corporate job. So I was working with a corporate company, and then I left in 2012 and went into farming that year. And so I had an attack on my farm in 2015 where headers, went into the farm and destroyed almost all the crops. And so I lost almost all my investment at the time. So I thought about a way of, and then of course, so that's passed. Then when I started buying products from other farmers, taking it to the open market to sell and all of that. And then I was really taking a whole lot of loss. So the farmer is happy on the other side, and the middleman is happy on the other side, but I lose at some point. So I thought to myself, I have a background in computer science, and then of course I understand how this farm things work. I have successfully sold products in open market and all of that. Can I use technology to connect these farmers directly to the consumers? So rather than just coming through a middleman who takes away almost 70% of the farmer's profits, why not just help this farmer keep at least maybe 30, 40, sorry, 60, 70%, or almost all the profit that is losing to the middleman? And then why not help these other end users who are looking for high quality products but are subject to what the middleman gives them, right? So
Mm,
I thought about that, and of course, with the power of social media, I could connect to multiple people at the same time. I mean, globally. So I came up with the idea of building this marketplace that is going to be very handy for the farmer. All the farmer needs to do is to be able to list the products successfully, and then connects directly to this middleman, sorry, to this end user, who pays him directly and doesn't have to go through the route of um, middlemen. But there was a
mm,
very big challenge for us, which was sorting out the supply chain, right? I mean, from
mm,
logistics with the farm down to the buyer and all of that. So we had to now start looking for who is the right partner to work with. Then we found a partner who had um, like a marketplace as well for other logistics partners, right? So all we needed to do was to come into partnership and then plug their infrastructure into what Gonana is providing. And so for us, that was a seamless way to solve supply chain, right? So for the farmer, instead of giving their products on credit or without payment until when those uh, products are being sold, then sometimes they don't even get their payments back immediately, right? So for the farmer,
mm,
instead of waiting for uh, all those stuff to go through, the farmer is now happy that with just some few clicks
that's
and
true.
just maybe in 24 hours they are getting payments, right? So for me, that was just what motivated me to start, because one, I lost a lot, to insecurity. And so what if the farmer is on his way to the market, to the open market, and then something happens, or maybe he lost the products, or maybe due to insecurity, some one or two unforeseen circumstances. So we're keeping the farmer away from all those other supply chain hurdle, and so the farmer is happy going to farm, ensuring that he's producing quality, because he's very sure that once the products are available, there's somebody who is buying and paying almost immediately. So for us, we were solving the issue of supply chain, we're solving the issue of access to market, we're solving the issue of remittance. I mean, the farmer needs this money almost immediately, right? And most
Mm,
times it takes them months. Sometimes it becomes bad debts because they are dealing with middlemen. So it's a way of reducing the influence of middlemen and then improving access to market and access to value for the farmer. Yeah, so that's
mm.
basically why we all started. So it was from a personal story, then to looking out for the farmer as well.
Wow, that's amazing because I was gonna ask you all this, but you already answered everything.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but that's really good because to be honest,
Hmm.
me as a consumer, until just now you mentioned about how you call it, the flake, how you call it, like the disease for the plant and they all die, right? How you call that?
Yeah,
Um,
so plague and all of that. Yes.
yeah,
How yeah, yeah.
we as consumer, we don't even know about it, and I feel like a lot of the time is maybe food get more expensive for us for some time, but to be honest we don't really hurt in a way. But for farmers, from the beginning the investment is big, right?
Yeah,
And it's a
yeah,
long-term investment. It's not going to be
yeah.
like you get it the next day. It's going to
No,
either
no,
take
no.
months or even years. I saw
Mm.
documents, talking about farmer agriculture, different way where they farm different things, like for example, vanilla or even like high qual, like caviar or anything. Is so labor intensive, right? But
Mhm,
once they sold the raw material to the middleman, and
mhm.
then they kind of just like the middleman just kind of boost the, how you call it, the price, and then
The
they
price,
pay the, yeah, then
very
the
little,
farmer, they get little, so little,
very
like
little. Yeah,
1 or 2% is unbelievable
yeah,
for me when I watch it. I was
yeah.
thinking this is not a good system because those farmer they have to go through much more than anyone else. Why they're paying so
Absolutely,
little, right? They are
absolutely.
penniless. So I
Mm.
was thinking, wow, this is such a bad thing that happening everywhere around the world. So when I
Yeah.
first heard about your project, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This will solve those problems because um, doing farming is not easy at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah.
with all this problem, and it's high risk too. If the crops just die, you basically lost everything, just like you had in
Yeah.
the past. Really
Yeah.
sorry for that too. So yeah, I feel like your project is very humane. And when I heard about it, I feel
Thank you.
very, I don't know, I feel very happy. Like I feel like human, I kind of feel like hopeful again.
Yeah. So
I don't
I
know.
tell you, it's so the story is even worse for an African farmer
Mm-hmm.
because so these farmers can supply the products. I mean the crops, vegetables, whatever it is they can supply, and don't even get paid by the middlemen.
Mm,
Sometimes it becomes a bad debt. So it becomes a debt that they cannot recover anymore because the
mm.
middleman will either abscond or will never pay, right? And will go
But
to a
it's a
different farmer. Yeah, yeah, and we'll go to a different farmer and collect the same products and still sell, and buy confidence with that farmer and begins to buy on debt as well. So for us, just a way of putting back confidence and smiles to these farmers' faces was building the solution Gonana, right? And because for us it's just a way of bypassing instead of you so this consumer pays for this product, right? Why can't the farmer get value for the product? So
yeah.
sometimes even when the middleman pays the farmer only gets a very tiny percentage, right?
Yeah.
So why can't the farmer be happy? I mean, food is an essential commodity. Food is so everyone that gives us food should be treated with utmost respect, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right? So if the farmer is neglected, I mean, we're not going to have quality food. The farmer might begin to compromise, and especially in Africa where you have a lot of organic grown products, I mean, those farmers should be encouraged, right, to build more, to cultivate more and all of that. So for me, it's just a way of getting value out of service, right? So that was why we built Gonana and then deployed Gonana for people. But I give you the one of the most interesting part. I mean, probably maybe we might not even talk about it. Let me just say this is if you look at the African economy, it's I
Mm-hmm.
mean globally economies are not very stable, but in Africa the heat is very big. Now the crash in Africa's economy usually is massive. The reason why we decided to make settlements with crypto stable, I mean, hasn't been fully launched, but the reason why it's on our roadmap to have crypto stable payments is that farmers should be able to hedge their funds in terms of economic meltdown, right?
Mm,
So that's just another advantage. That's not just another unique selling point for us why we are building this for our farmers because we want farmers to also be protected economically, right?
mm,
So if the farmer is receiving payments in local currency, the farmer can easily either unramp or the farmer can easily decide to accept payments directly with cryptocurrency, right? So that's
mm,
just a way of making the farmer knows that. I mean, integrating the farmer uh, to to technology one, and also banking the unbanked, right? So this
mm,
time around, you don't need all the bank hurdles to be able to accept payments. You don't need the bank hurdles to be able to accept, to feel the dividends of technology, But of course, you can be able to enjoy technology even without fully understanding what technology is all about. So that's just in a nutshell. That's just what we decided to pull up for farmers as well.
Yeah, wow. I mean, it's very meaningful because you also coming from a background of being a farmer. So that's why you
Absolutely.
understand the situation and what kind of risk could go come into play. But yeah, I totally agree with you. You know, farmers should be treated with uttermost respect because our food coming from them. It's not like it's
Mhm.
just show up somewhere out of the air. So for this project, I really have a lot of respect for it. So talking
Thank
about
you.
the tech side of the Gonana, um, I see that we using within the Web3 technology, we using also real world assets here. And this is how you transforming agriculture. And many of our audience may be familiar with blockchain in finance context, but its application for agricultural supply chain is still new for many people. So, can you explain more about what is real world asset is, and also how you apply it into your system and make it happen?
Okay, so for us, so we're really trying to ensure that blockchain technology is translated into real and doable system, right? Whereby you don't just speculate. No, you are dealing with real commodities, right? And that's
Mm,
why for us, RWA became like, I mean, a very vital asset for us, so that
mhm,
so we're not just talking papers, we're not just talking abstract, we're
mhm,
bringing real world use case onto the blockchain. And like I explained, this is just the reason why we decided to say, okay, for you to even feel, for you to have an idea or to have a feel of what these farmers are doing, what these farmers are all about. By the way, we have over 450,000 farmers that we're currently working with. Yeah. And I tell you, like you rightly said, we're backed by this by the government. So the state, so Gonana is currently headquartered in Plateau State, Nigeria.
mhm,
And within Plateau State, we signed a partnership with the government in 2023. Yeah, 2023 with the Plateau State government. And the partnership is simple, right? That we are going to be working with the state government to ensure that we provide access to market for these farmers. Now, the state government is working with over 600,000 farmers, right?
mhm,
And so we're working with one of the agencies of the state government that work with smallholder farmers to be able to provide access to market. So I give you an instance.
mm,
Um, Last month, so about 4 weeks ago, we were contacted by somebody who needs about 10,000 um, tons of sesame seed.
mm,
Now, the 10,000 tons of sesame seed is not going to be from one farmer. So you
that's
see,
true.
because a we already have a bank, or rather a database of farmers that we're working with. We had already contacted all the farmers that are producing sesame seed just to
Mhm,
provide for these farmers, right?
mhm,
And so this is how it works. We work both with and sorry retailers, and we also work with wholesalers, right? So for this farmer who is a wholesaler, usually their request will be different. It wouldn't be on the mobile app and all of that. So that's just how we provide access to, or we provide visibility for these farmers. And so for us, having since we're going in that scale, bringing real world assets onto the blockchain became a bit more necessary to promote transparency, to promote inclusivity, And then, of course, for people who would want to participate in the Gonana ecosystem, but not necessarily be farmers, not necessarily be buyers or whatever it is. They just want to invest in the process or in the protocol. So we had to come up with something that would accommodate people within the Web3 ecosystem who are interested in funding some of these processes.
Mhm.
For
Mhm.
investments and all of that. So that's just the whole concept behind why um, it is a real world asset project, right? To promote
Mhm.
inclusivity, to promote accessibility, and then of course to give a fair transparency. Within the project. Yeah. So that's basically, in a nutshell, that's what all I can say right now.
Wow, that's really a good example of, bringing technology to serve real people in real life. So now thinking about the people you are helping, the farmers, there are many rural farmers across Africa and Nigeria which don't
Yeah.
have access or maybe have hard time to access the traditional banking. So how is Ghana approach to help with this situation where that it could be done by other company before, but what is your approach for this?
Okay, so for us, we work with what so there's a traditional system for extension workers. Now, these people help farmers to either improve yield or improve harvest and all of that. So with improved skills for farming. Now we are working hand in hand, and that's where the partnership with the government started here in Plateau State, because the government is having, like thousands of these guys deployed across the state. So
Mm,
we are working with the government to help these farmers who don't even have access to smartphones to be able to run a store on our marketplace, right? To be able to
mhm,
create an account on our marketplace and then to effectively and efficiently handle it. Now, for compliance purpose, we need some basic verification uh, processes, right? And like most residents in Nigeria have access to either of them. So we use
mm,
some of these identification compliance requirements for most of these farmers. Once they meet up these things, we onboard them effectively. They sell their products, they get paid, everybody's happy about it, right? And so that's
mm.
just the model.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's fascinating. I mean, for you to be able to think to solve that problem like that, that's amazing.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I imagine though you would have a hard time approaching farmers first time to talk about this, isn't it? So how would you how did you explain this to them? Like how did you like what kind of thing that you're running so that they can kind of comprehend and know that this is gonna help them? How did you explain it to them? I would like to know.
I tell you, we launched Gonana 5 years after the concept was started. So we
Mm-hmm.
started the concept in 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can imagine talking to people, trying to find, if they could use this. We had developed an MVP before that we deleted
Mm-hmm.
completely because people felt this was too technical. This was not what we
Yeah.
want. Even the farmers told us it's a no-go area for them. And when we now went back to the drawing board and did the model we are currently using, the the mobile app we're currently using, um, there was a lot of acceptability because it came from farmers' feedback, it came from other users' feedback. I mean, pushing Web3 integration mostly came from users, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for us, it's like almost a win-win product because it's coming from users' feedback, not necessarily from just my experience or my head. We had to sample a couple of opinions. And like I told you, immediately we launched. the government was interested, and I mean, they picked interest quickly and said,
Mm-hmm.
let's partner to see how you can help provide visibility for these
Mm-hmm.
farmers, right? So for us, it's almost like we're trading on the right path with farmers. Adoption is coming, though slowly, but of course, we're winning. We're on the winning side. Like I told you, we already have over 450,000 uh, farmers, smallholder farmers that we're working with. So it's already a win for us, right? Because we're
Wow.
walking towards the right path. Yes, I mean
Yeah.
our aim is to be able to work with have the smallholder farmers of Nigeria, and that's over 15 million people in Nigeria.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, 5 years to finalize, to take the feedback, to build it
yeah,
better, to, to become today is a long way, and it's a long process of making something. I can really tell that you're very passionate with this project.
thank
So
you.
yeah, the fact that you got the government attention and they wanted to partner with you, that really tells a lot, right? And I'm so happy that it's something happened. So for, like you mentioned before, you have over 450,000 farmers on your platform already, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So what? So is this achieved over 5 years, right? Am I correct, or is it like, the help with the government? Is that something that you
Yeah,
already
yeah.
within?
So a lot came from our effort, and
Mm-hmm.
then a couple of them came from the government because. So I mean, around here, once you gain approval from the government, I mean, globally, the government is the biggest promoter of any product, right? And so
Mm,
once the government accepts any product, it sells. It's a show of confidence, it's a show of acceptability and all of that. So for us, it was a very big win when
mm,
we signed the partnership document. I mean,
yeah.
first it was an MOU to say, okay, let's work together. Then finally, there was a real partnership document that says we are. So I tell you something. On the Gonana's board, Plateau State government is a permanent member, even though with
Mm,
share. So this is not a public information, but of course, just tell you that that we're building confidence even with investors, right? So
mm,
you're not just dealing with Stephen or the team, you're also dealing with Plateau State government. So just in case anything goes wrong,
mhm.
you're confident that the government is there to be able to look at your interest and all of that. So for us, it's just building confidence within the ecosystem. Now, that has to do with farmers, the buyers, and investors as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good point. I mean, when someone say that, oh, the government backed this project up, that must be meaning that this project has some kind of impact that makes the government think that, oh, this project could make the country economy better, or could make the
absolutely.
people livelihood better. So that is such an
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah, it's a good marketing
Thank
strategy.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So talking about the Gonana system, I heard you also have AI power marketplace, right? And that
Yeah,
works
yeah,
from
yeah. Yeah.
perspective. So can you talk more about it? And yeah, like what will happen? What does it help with?
Okay, so basically, right? Imagine you come to so globally the trend is moving towards AI powered solutions, right?
Mm,
And so imagine you walk into a country you don't know anybody,
that's true.
and you could just go on Gemini, on ChatGPT, on whatever it is, right? And
Yeah.
it tells you where to go, where is the safest, what's the best social place to hang out, and all of that. yeah, it gives you, I mean, very good recommendations. And so it is left for you to choose. I mean, even with prompts that you give AI, right? It
Mm-hmm.
gives you um it gives you suggestions, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily things that would help, because I mean, there is always a disclaimer that this AI product doesn't know everything. It might be
Yeah.
wrong, right? So so for us within Gonana Marketplace, the AI powered solution is supposed to help match users' desire with the right farmer. So you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to do a lot of search before you can be
Mm-hmm.
able to cross match. So once the AI studies what you want, I mean the
Mm-hmm.
model will study your activity and all of that, and then we'll be able to make suggestions for you to be able to either buy the products, tell you about what this farmer, I mean, even give you certain information about the farmer's location, if the farmer's claims are right or wrong, and all of that. So it gives you, like, I mean, very brave information that would help to to that will help you making the right decision. I mean, and then the right products to buy and the right seller to go with, and all of that. And of course, it shows you how close this seller is to you, how far the seller is to you, and all of that. So it's just like a suggestive kind of model that helps
Mm-hmm.
you in making the right decision on the marketplace.
So it's like an
It-
assistant to tell you like
yeah, yeah. So it's like a shopping assistant.
yeah, that's nice. I mean, if you have a lot of option out there and you don't know you don't know where to look at, that kind of assessment
Absolutely.
will be really helpful. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
talking about that, I'm just curious. So as I just thinking as a farmer, how are they be able to onboard on your platform? Like the
So,
onboarding
yeah,
process?
process.
They
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that?
So like I said, for farmers who are literate, who are tech savvy, basically
Mm-hmm.
you just need a mobile phone. And also our version 2 is also coming with a web version,
Mm-hmm.
for, I mean, for clearer display, for better user
Mm-hmm.
experience and all of that, better UI and all. But for farmers who are tech savvy and are more smartphone handy, all they need to
Mm-hmm.
do is just pick up the smartphone, take pictures. I mean, first of all, you sign up on the platform, take pictures of your products, set up a store, perform the
Mm-hmm.
KYC processes, and then uh, your product gets listed. Now, for the
Mm-hmm.
buyer, is the same process. You don't just list any product, but you go
Mm-hmm.
through KYC, and you have an in-app wallet where you can load up funds. And
Mm,
anytime you make purchase, it deducts from the wallet.
mhm,
Or so for even the crypto settlement, or the right, it also has an inner wallet where you have lots of options. I mean, and different crypto stable coins network and all of that, where users can just select what payments to use and all of. So for us, onboarding has to be seamless, right? And that's why it's
mhm,
that easy. Now, for farmers and users who are not tech savvy, we
mm,
rely strictly on those extension workers, like I mentioned earlier, who would
mhm,
help them through the setting up and onboarding process. And then they help them to manage those stores
mm,
with, I mean, so it's just like a delegated um, proof of stake,
mm,
where guys carry out these instructions on your behalf, not necessarily
mm.
yours. Of course, they carry out the instructions on your behalf. So that's just basically the concept for farmers who are not tech savvy. Yeah,
Well, you already have all that laid out so that you can cover everyone, every type of customer and
users.
client,
Yeah,
farmers.
yeah,
That's really good. I mean, you really try to take care of everyone.
yeah.
So that,
Absolutely. It hasn't been easy, like I said. It's
Okay.
been 3 years after launch, and seriously, it hasn't been easy. I mean, like we keep struggling every now and then just to be afloat, and all the regulations and everything. Currently, there is even a regulation in Nigeria that is making startups to choke. I mean, a
Oh.
lot of bottlenecks. Yeah, yeah. So, but of
Mm,
course, we keep scaling and keep moving ahead of, just step by step, even though
mhm,
not at the pace we want to move. But of course, we can move faster together
mm.
with partnerships, investments, and all of that. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, that's where we are.
Yeah, I mean that is a good start. I mean it's been a struggle, but it seems like it's working very well, and I hope that your project can be tackle all of the challenges, and then you can do this so that you can help as many farmers and the user possible. So talking about the platform Gonana Farm, are you
Mhm.
looking into expanding Gonana beyond Nigeria? And what markets are you targeting next? And if yes, then why?
Okay, so I will be selfish with this idea. If
Yeah.
I say I look towards expanding, to, I mean, beyond Africa, not just Nigeria, right? If I say
Mhm.
I don't look forward to expanding, I'll be selfish. So our target is, first of all, uh, stabilize the market in Nigeria, gain all the traction we need. Then we open our borders to West Africa, which is a very close catchment. I mean, the business model around this region is almost similar. And
Mhm.
then we move to beyond Africa. But of course, we're also interested in Southeast Asia.
Mm.
I mean, yeah,
We have a lot
I
of
mean, Asia
agriculture
generally,
here.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
we're really very interested in that region because you have most of the food that feeds the globe coming from there. But I
Mm.
mean, we have very little billionaire farmers around the globe,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And
So
so we
I
need to
think.
up the game for farmers. We need to really up the game for farmers. We are particularly interested in smallholder farmers to give them
Mm.
stability and stable income.
Mhm.
But of course, we're also interested in wholesale farmers,
Mm.
so that we can be able
Yes.
to provide more infrastructure
Mm.
for smallholder farmers. So
Mm.
it's just win-win for both parties, right?
Yeah.
So for us, we're looking at expanding beyond Nigeria very, very, very soon, like very soon.
Mm.
So I mean, if there are opportunities around, um, if there are opportunities around Asia that we can partner with, why not? We're looking at that. We would be happy. We would be happy to do that partnership. I mean, pretty soon, and we're
Yeah.
happy that we're partnered with you guys because that gives us access to your own market as well. Yeah, absolutely, right? It gives us access to your own market. We're also partnered uh, with a couple of other companies. I mean, it's so our aim is to just move as rapid as possible, but of course with steady flow, right? So if you look at most of the partners that we're working with, I mean, we are really trying to expand and break borders. Yeah, so that's where we
Mm.
are.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, obviously, I think Gonana Farm is making like such a good example in Nigeria. I don't think for you to expand to um, within Africa, beyond Africa, even to Southeast Asia, gonna be any hard for you in the future. But I really look forward to that too.
Mhm.
So yeah, with that being said, I would like to ask you one last question. So with you as an entrepreneur looking into build Web3 solution, right? What do you have advice for other entrepreneurs who also into real world problem, real world asset, and to make a product and emerge in the market. Because so far, I think this has been the hardest to, um, the hardest side of the Web3 to tackle with. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's like I told you, it's not funny being on this journey, on this path.
Yeah.
Uh, by the way, I really need to say a few words before before I really give my final words on that question you asked. So our remodeling, right, uh, actually took shape when we met Kenneth Lee of We Ad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're also partnered with We Ad. I mean, he's one of our biggest inspiration. Kenneth Lee is a champion, right? Yeah, Kennedy is the champion. So I mean, so when we met Kennedy, we had to remodel a couple of things. We had to repurpose quite a lot of things. And so it's been amazing working with him. Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah.
You're, yeah, you're an OG man. Anyway,
Uh,
so my advice to other entrepreneurs is a tough road. I mean,
mhm.
it's really a very tough road. It took us 5 years to launch
That's true.
after building, and we haven't even scaled at the pace that we want to scale. Even after
Mm-hmm.
3 years, of being in the market, we're still trying to survive. We're still trying to make our way out, but it's actually going to be definitely an exciting journey once you begin. So for me, I mean, what has kept us moving and what has kept us going is our resilience and our willingness to keep building, even when nothing is working. We kept building, even when compliance was really very tough and hard on us. We kept building, right? So we're happy to continue to build. We're happy to continue to scale, and that's the spirit of an entrepreneur. So I will tell
Mm-hmm.
you that you'll surely win, but it's going to be tough. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough ride, but it's worth it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's very inspirational. So, with that, may I let's talk to the people who tuning today with our AMA session. If they wanted to reach out to Planana Farm and then they wanted to know more about you guys, where should they go? Where should they connect to you?
So
And if
first of
you have
all,
any, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Speak.
Sorry. So if you have any special news in the future to do, shout out to it. Like if you have an event or you have a campaign, do let people know what to look for from your project in the future. Yeah,
Okay,
please do.
yeah. So basically, you want to reach out to Gonana. First of all, we have a website called, and then it's at gonana.farm. So
Mm-hmm.
Gonana is GONANA.farm,
Mm-hmm.
FARM, and on Twitter is sorry, on X. I always keep calling it Twitter. Yeah, on X.
Mm-hmm.
On X is it's at Gonana, the G is capital, at Gonana Farm. And you can shoot us an email on, uh, yeah, so that's our website. You can also shoot us an email on contact at gonana.farm, or you can shoot me personally an email, steven at gonana.farm. I would pick up the email, anything. So also, just I don't know, is there anything? Okay, yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can also find Gonana on LinkedIn. Gonana is on LinkedIn at Gonana Farm. And then also for me on LinkedIn is Steven Sunday Kusu, Kusu. Yeah. So that's how to find me. And I'll be happy to connect with anyone who would want to reach out and find out more. I mean, we're open to investments as well. Very soon, we'll be launching a crypto token. I mean, to back our idea of real world assets. Yeah, very soon we'll be launching a token,
Super
and
exciting.
yeah, we're open to investors. I mean, both private and seed. We're open to them. We are happy to want to work with everyone that is looking forward to work with Gonana. I mean, it's an exciting project. Who wouldn't want to eat? And
Right.
who wouldn't want to? Yeah, food is becoming very expensive. Food is becoming a global conversation. I mean, right now, global economic forum is talking about food security. Real, I mean, it's a real conversation right now. That means food is
Mm,
becoming a scarce commodity, right? So
yeah.
we are happy to work with you on ensuring that food security is solved. Yeah, so
Wow.
thank you. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing. That's a
thank you.
very good ending. I mean, for you to think of this like way ahead everyone, that's amazing for me to think right now. So yeah, so that was Stephen from Gonana Farm, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today with me. We have this AMA session every Thursday on at 8 p.m. Vietnam time. So if anyone wanted to keep up with our session, please stay tuned for it. And for Stefan, really happy to have you here today. You
Thank you
did
very
give
much.
me a lot of story and a lot of experience and knowledge that I did not know, which is
Thank you.
was very it's such a good talk and good experience for me today too. So yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. And yeah, let's have a talk another day. And I see you guys in another Thursday. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you very much. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.